Welcome to today's video, where we'll be exploring one of the most common challenges in data visualization, aligning line points to each column in a group. If you've ever worked with grouped bar charts or line graphs, you might have encountered this issue before. It's frustrating when your line points don't quite match up with the corresponding columns, making it harder for your audience to understand the data. In this video, we'll break down the steps involved in aligning line points to each column in a group, whether you're working with Excel Tableau or any other data visualization tool. Understanding these concepts will help you create more effective and polished visualization. To start, let's consider what happens when we have multiple series of data that we want to display on the same chart. For example, imagine we're comparing sales performance across different regions over time. We might have a line graph showing sales for each region, with each region represented by a different color. However, when we try to align these lines to specific columns in our grouped bar chart, things can get tricky. The issue arises because the x-axis of our chart is typically treated as a continuous scale, whereas our column groups are discrete entities. One way to think about this problem is to imagine each column group as a separate bucket that contains multiple data points. In our sales example, each region might have its own bucket, containing multiple data points representing different time periods. To align our line points with these buckets, we need to adjust the x position of each line point so that it corresponds to the center of the relevant column group. This can be achieved by calculating the midpoint between each pair of columns and then adjusting the x-coordinate of our line points accordingly. Think of it like a puzzle. We're trying to fit our line points into the gaps between the column groups, making sure they align perfectly with the corresponding bucket. To summarize, here are from today's video. When working with grouped bar charts or line graphs, aligning line points to each column can be a challenge. The issue arises because the x-axis is treated as a continuous scale, whereas our column groups are discrete entities. To solve this problem, we need to adjust the x position of each line point so that it corresponds to the center of the relevant column group. This can be achieved by calculating the midpoint between each pair of columns and adjusting the x-coordinate of our line points accordingly. That's all for today's video on aligning line points to each column in a group. We hope you now have a better understanding of this common challenge in data visualization and how to overcome it. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content on data visualization and analysis. Thanks for watching.